Sorry, there's like a fan and there's always, my hair is always moving. And if I start messing with my hair, it is not like because I'm an annoying narcissist or whatever like that. It's just, I have a fan above me and my hair gets all messy. But welcome to this live stream. I want to talk with you really quickly because I have some news for you. You know, Robert Shinn loves me. He loves me so much that he has trolls harassing me. He uses his dancers to send messages to me. He tries to counterbalance everything that I report about him. And yesterday, I shared that Tight Eyes, Mr. Tight Eyes, is a bird of the same feather as Robert Shinn. Okay, so most of you know that Tight Eyes claims to be the founder of Crump when he's really not. He didn't create Crump. He doesn't own Crump. He's not the founder of Crump. Crump was born from clowning, Tommy the Clown, where Tight Eyes was a dancer before he was kicked out of Tommy the Clown's group for being a bad guy. And he went into the church to cover up for being that bad guy. And he decided that he needed to turn clowning into Crump. And then he turned it into Crump. You support me. Thank you. So Crump is not the kingdom of whatever mighty praise that Tight Eyes wants you to believe it is. It is and never was about religion until Tight Eyes was kicked out of clowning by Tommy, and then they had to cover up for atrocious behavior and criminal activity that occurred involving people. And that information caused him to decide that Crump was going to be about God, because he thought that if he could hide in religion and make Crump about God, somehow it would he would forget that what he did or what his friend did or whatever. Okay. So, my dog. So anyways, I want to just share this. He has this issue where he goes from group to group, and he's got a horrible reputation. He's really putting a bad name on the Crump world. A lot of Crumpers are super upset because of the message of the documentary. And I just want to be clear, nobody in the documentary ever intended, my DMs are open, King of Crump. So you call me or you contact me. I don't know. There's a lot of history here, and he's hiding right now in Robert's church. And the reason why he's hiding in Robert's church is because when he left hospitality, he did more bad things, and other women accused him of doing those bad things. And so he ran to Robert's church to again hide behind religion. And it's not about Crump. It's about Tight Eyes not being a good guy. It's not about the dance. The dance has nothing to do with it. He's hiding in a cult now to try to get away from these allegations that women have come forward with against him. In 2022, I had a bunch of women in my inbox basically accusing him of very horrible things. And there's a number of women that have made these allegations against him. So much so that he was an idiot and made a diss track. I mean, the guy has he's not thinking clearly. I'll tell you that, because if you've been accused of R, the last thing you should do is make a diss track saying, I've been accused of R, I've been accused of DV, but my other friends are doing it, so look at them, they have dirt. And then say, this is what I think is weird. He says, I want my enemies dead, right? So he says that they've been accused of doing this stuff, right? He's been accused of R, he's been accused of DV, but he says, I want my enemies dead, because they're telling people this. So, like, for instance, if your enemies are spreading a false report about you, and they're accusing you of something that isn't true, why would you want them dead? That's so severe. Why don't you just sue them or something? Why don't you just, why would you want your enemy dead if they were just lying? It seems more like, and then he says, there's no truth to what my enemy said. Well, if there's no truth, then who cares? If there's no truth, what's with the anger? Just, there's no truth, right? You said, I want my enemies dead, but there's no truth to it, right? I want my enemies dead, but there's no truth to what my enemies said. That's your rhyme. So if that's not true, then sue them. It seems a little severe to jump from a false allegation to wanting someone dead. A lot of times people will hurt people. He says he forced himself on my ex-girlfriend actually and ruined my relationship with my ex, well as opened my heart to what's really going on and have been. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry that happened to her. So this is like one story of many of tie-dyes. He's saying that his ex-girlfriend was forced on by tie-dyes, allegedly. I don't know. But so is King of Crump then an enemy that you want dead because he knows something? It just feels like when you say something that severe about someone, you would literally want to hurt them because they know something that could put you in prison, not because they lied about you. But what do I know? Anyways, in my posts yesterday, I basically just said that, like, tie-dyes has gotten into a point with this new cult where he and Robert are like, he wants to be like Robert. He says that you're the enemy. Right. He wants you dead. And that's ridiculous. Like, why does he want you dead for telling your story? So he says you're lying, then why does he want you dead? If you're lying, he should sue you, right? He doesn't lie. If you're not telling the truth, he should sue you. But instead he said he wants you dead, which is like a threat, which is weird to say that, right? He also, in the same track, goes off on Prissy. Prissy knows where all the here's the thing about Prissy. Prissy knows where all the bones are buried. Prissy could make one phone call and put him into prison for life. And I'm not kidding about that. Prissy could make one phone call and he could be arrested. And so that's why he's going hard after Prissy. And she said that today in a live stream. She said, I know your secrets. I know what you did. I know what you did with your friend. I could put you in prison. Okay. So anyways, I did a post where I said birds of a feather. So I want to show you this. This is my post. And if you look at the bottom, it says the truth, birds of a feather. Okay. This was my yesterday's live stream, birds of a feather. So Robert Shinn is obsessed with me. He loves me. Hi, Roberto. This is Miranda's story. And it's Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. I say birds of a feather yesterday, and then today he has Miranda put up a story to Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather. I know he's watching me, but he's doing this intentionally to make it like, to switch the narrative, to like play a game. And he's trying to make it like this sweet thing now, right? Like Miranda and her dog are birds of a feather. He wants you to think of that instead of Roberto and Ches are birds of a feather, right? And in the middle of all of this, there's this poor woman named Miranda, right? Who is being used as a pawn in this game. And she's being told what to post, very obviously. He is posting now her husband isn't in videos with her anymore, you guys. It's only Miranda in videos. James is no longer in videos. It's really weird, right? Why is James all of a sudden not posting? Why is James being so quiet? Why isn't Roberto directing James to say something and not just Miranda? Because Miranda is the pretty white girl. She's beautiful. She's marketable. That's what he likes. Like, his two marketable people are Slavic and Miranda. And those are the two he's pumping out right now. And everyone else is hidden, except for Tight Eyes, who's doing his stupid Crump stuff. And why is James being silent? Why are they making James look like an incompetent husband? He looks like an incompetent husband. I just want to say this to you. Like, James, you look like an incompetent husband if you're going to allow your wife to be used as a pawn in a man's game to attack people. You're putting your wife out and you're hanging her out to dry. You're allowing another man to hang your wife out to dry. And you're just going along with it. You're not doing what husbands and wives, we're supposed to protect each other. We're not supposed to put other people above our relationships. And you're allowing a man to be in the middle of your relationship and tell you what to post and how to respond. James isn't pathetic. I want to be clear. James is not pathetic. James is being manipulated and misled, and he has a history of following really bad people. Of course, this troll is like, why are you just saying the pretty white girl? Because Robert plays the race card, okay? Robert plays a race card. Robert uses stereotypes. That's why I say the pretty white girl. Robert puts them in stereotypical roles. If a pretty white girl is looking all sad and like cute with her puppy, right? That's his MO. He puts people in stereotypical roles because he himself is, in my opinion, racist. He told you guys about that in the series. You heard him in his own voice say to race bait. So he's using the stereotype of what she is. And he also uses the stereotype for Kendra. He makes Kendra look like an angry woman. And he's got Ches out there screaming and yelling too, right? But you know, Miranda is the docile, like, victim, innocent flower, because that's the stereotype. I'm not trying to, like, my hair keeps getting in my face. Like, if you're annoyed with my hair, you're leaving this chat. I told people when I started this chat that the fan is literally coming up here, and so it keeps going in my face, and I don't like when hair touches my face. And if that bothers you, if you're so bothered about my hair, just like, I'm gonna touch my hair as much as I want. Look, I'm gonna touch it all day. You can keep touching my hair. Look at how much I'm gonna touch it. Does this bother you that I'm touching my hair? Does it bother you? I must be drunk because I'm touching my hair, right? Okay. Anyways, I have a fan that's on my neck. It's right up here, and so my hair keeps blowing. Okay, anyways. Sorry. Anyways, it's just really weird what people get upset with in live streams. Sorry. I always touch my hair. Anyways, because it's something for them to complain about, okay? It's something for them to complain about. Anyways, okay, what was I saying? So The birds of a feather, they flock together, okay? The birds of a feather, they flock together. So Tie-Dyes and Ches are birds of a feather. They're two men that are cut from the same cloth. They treat women the same way. They are opportunists, in my opinion. They look at everything as an opportunity. They use people. They discard people. They are narcissistic. And they're two birds of a feather. Two birds of a feather. He's there with Robert because Tie-Dyes can't go anywhere else. He has burned every bridge left, okay? No one wants him back. Crump doesn't want him back. Crump is embarrassed by him. Crump is saying, you don't speak for us. Crump isn't about Tie-Dyes. But Tie-Dyes is being really dumb with his diss tracks because when he decides to poke the bear, like at Prissy, and she knows where the bones are buried, that's not a good look. And you have to just keep watching. And if you are going to watch her stories, come to my page and see what she's responding to. Why is she saying birds of a feather? Because yesterday that's what I called Robert and Ches, because they're birds of a feather. And so Robert's response is, look at this cute girl with a dog, they're birds of a feather. To take away from the fact that the real birds of a feather flock together means, like, if you are a bad dude, other people around you are generally a bad dude. People that hurt other people like to surround themselves with people that hurt other people. So you need to just think about that. And I have to read the comments because even if it's in playback, I can see my comments and some of you are having questions, some of you are sharing, and I'm going to answer questions from time to time, but I don't have a lot of time because I have to get to my channel and make content. But I came on here to just share with you that the birds of a feather is not about Miranda and her dog. It's a psychological game. It is. He wants to make this like, he's just trying to change the narrative with everything. He wants to change the narrative with everything. Like, for instance, one of the lawsuit claims has to do with them trying to tell a girl to get an abortion, and they told her that no babies were allowed because they're a distraction. Guess who had a baby last year, or just a few months ago? One of his high-ranking mentors. So after years of not allowing people to have kids in his cult, once he gets sued because a woman was shamed and told to have an abortion, now suddenly the woman that shamed her had a baby. So there you go. That's what he does. He tries to debunk everything. So if you say you don't get to see your friends, then all of a sudden you're going to see them post photos with their friends. If someone says that they have no control over their lives, he's going to let them travel or whatever. He's just constantly trying to debunk every single narrative with something new to try to like appease the public so that they don't think that he's in a cult or he's a cult leader. But what's happening is she's a pawn in his game. And everything that she's putting up right now has to do with Robert. It's being directed by Robert. And if you notice, her husband James is not posting anything. He hasn't posted anything since May 31st. Robert is completely like packing it up and putting James in the closet and saying like, we don't need you right now, James. We don't need you. We don't need you as to be a part of this discussion, which is weird. If you're a married couple, why would you not want to be there to defend your partner? Why would you want your partner to be like out on a limb like this and taking the fall for all of you and being the one that's forced to be in the public sphere and like taking the brunt of the hate? Right? Like, that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of people that are opportunists that are a part of the story. They're all around these dancers. So keep your eyes out and look. Like, a lot of people yesterday were upset with, or over the weekend were upset with Alison Hulker because she took Miranda out on a red carpet, right? Why would Alison, knowing what she knows about it, take Miranda out on a red carpet? If she really cared about Miranda, why wouldn't she have had Miranda over to her house and answer, like, just be there for her friend? Why did she have to parade it into the public? And I just want to add that Alison isn't just friends with Miranda. She's also friends with Kylie and Aubrey. She was friends with Kylie and Aubrey. So how do you think it makes Kylie feel when she's burying her, like putting her soul out to the world, talking about what Robert has done to her and how it damaged her relationship? Aubrey and Kylie broke up because of everything that happened. He assaulted Kylie. And then Allison's not being there for Kylie. She's being there for Miranda. Well, who's getting the most press right now? Who is getting the most attention in the media? Who is everyone talking about? Miranda. So when you take Miranda to a red carpet for Netflix, only days after Miranda says she's terrified because people are sending her threats because of a project on Netflix, it makes, one, Miranda look like she's lying and not afraid. It's rubbing your nose in that claim. It's flaunting Miranda at Netflix. And you're also, in my opinion, doing that because you know you're going to get attention and you're going to get eyes on you. And it seems like it's a numbers game. It seems like a personal agenda, not to benefit Miranda. And so it's like everywhere that Miranda is, she has people exploiting her. If a real friend cared about her, that's not how they would have handled it. They would have been like, Miranda, I'm going to put you all over my Instagram and let's talk about that. And I'm going to like post it because I know everyone's talking about you right now. And we're going to play kissy face and we're going to make a mockery of things because that's how it was viewed. It looked like they were mocking things. She looked completely unbothered. And it made her look, Miranda, like a liar. It made Miranda look like, oh, so you're scared, but you're on a red carpet? Like the last place I would be if I was truly scared of the threats I was receiving would be in a public venue on Netflix's red carpet. Yeah, she couldn't show up exactly. Like, but Alison took her to a red carpet for Netflix. Why? I wouldn't be on a red carpet with Alison Hulker doing kissy faces if I were scared. And I certainly, if I was Alison Hulker and I had a friend that did a docuseries and two of my friends were talking about the abuse they suffered. And I'm pretty sure Kevin also knows Alison. So I think 3 of her friends have been hurt, at least, if not more. It could have been that Twitch was actually better friends with them. She also hangs out with Slavic all the time because Slavic has good numbers, right? Why aren't you supporting and letting Kylie come up and showcasing the survivors? Why are you giving the platform to Robert? Why are you validating Robert? All that did was validated Robert because it shows that Miranda has clout and it shows that Miranda has powerful friends and it shows that Miranda is relevant. And so when you choose to bring someone that's at the center of a docuseries, and by the way, no one hates Miranda, what you're saying to the public is, I'm supporting Robert Shinn. Because you know that everything that Miranda does is for Robert Shinn. And then you also know that Robert is having Miranda put out things to hurt her friends that have left and hurt her family. And Kylie has been very hurt by the statements that Miranda has made. But Kylie was friends with Alison too. So what does that say? Why isn't she inviting Kylie out? Because Miranda probably gets better press. So, yeah, they weren't. No, Twitch and Alison were not involved. They were not involved. Not at all. I've spoken to like family. They were not involved at all. Just because they're friends with someone doesn't mean they're involved. So yeah, it's just like Alison Hulker. She was Twitch's wife. I gotta go, you guys. So I'm gonna go do my work. But that's sort of what's been going on. And always be kind to people. Don't harass them. But I was like on the fence about Alison before. And I was like, I'm gonna give her some like grace because of what she's going through. But like, I can't give grace to someone that's doing stuff like that. Like, I just don't have grace to give after the pain that her friends have gone through and they've poured their hearts out and are suing him and they're the ones that are being ignored. I just can't have grace for that because it's too opportunistic for me. And then those people, what they're learning, Kylie, Aubrey, and all these people, is that Hollywood is filled with opportunistic, evil people that only care about themselves. And when you're going through a rough time, you learn who your friends are. And there are not a lot. You do not have friends in Hollywood, like very rarely. It's so competitive. Everyone's trying to come up on everyone else. And they're not going to be there for you when they need you. All right, guys. Bye.